Hey, what's up? This video is going to be a review of the ACS earplugs. Uh, these things, they're a bit pricey and quite an investment for someone to make, so I thought I'd make a little video review on them and help anyone who is considering purchasing these. So I bought these about 4 or 5 years ago. Uh, what what I bought them for was for clubbing, because after I turned 20 and I was able to start going to clubs, I started going there almost every weekend, socializing with girls and whatnot. I remember the first few times my ears were in pain because of the loudness of the music. The music was so loud that my ears felt pain. And after a few months of that, it disappeared. The pain was gone. And I realized that probably wasn't such a good thing, but I just kept going to the clubs anyway. And then I one morning noticed that I had some tinnitus in my ears. And if you don't know what that is, that's when you hear like this ringing sound, like the sound that you hear when you have ear cells that die. That sound, you have it constantly. And that's what people with hearing loss experience all the time. And when it's completely quiet, I notice it. I have it, especially in my right ear. So I realized, oh shit, I should probably start protecting my hearing. I don't want to sustain this hearing loss if I have a choice of not. So what I did was no, actually I had foam earplugs from a few years back. So I started wearing those foam earplugs. Yeah, you probably know about them. They're like orange, and what you do is you squeeze those, and then you push them in your ear, and they expand to fill up the canal in your ear. And I started wearing those, but the thing about those is they're not that comfortable. They're I wouldn't say painful, but it's just not comfortable. They're like constantly pushing against your ear canal, and it's not a nice feeling. So I realized, fuck, this is not something I want to do either. I don't want to have these in there all the time, but I do want to protect my hearing. And what I did was I went to Google and I discovered these things. The ACS custom fit molded earplugs. And this was a few months before Christmas. I think it was maybe October or November. Fuck, I just dropped one. And I convinced my mom to purchase these for me as an early Christmas gift. And luckily for me, she did. So I went to this little ear clinic and they custom molded my ear canals for these things. I was told that my ear canals were extremely small and that these would sort of stick out a bit. But I don't find that to be true. I can put one in here so you can see. So there it is. You can barely see it. I can barely see it. Yeah. So that's what they look like. What I first got was the 17, the ACS Pro 17, and that's the type of filter, so it's supposed to reduce about 17 decibels. I started wearing those, and I noticed it was so much less noise reduction compared to the foam earplugs. So I thought this just isn't good enough. I'm definitely going to sustain hearing loss from if I continue going to clubs with these weak ass filters. So what I did was I went to the clinic where I got them, and they allowed me to swap it out for the stronger versions. So I got the ACS Pro 26 or 27 filters. I'm not sure which one I got. I think maybe the 26. And the cool thing about these is you could just pop out the filters, this little thing in the middle. You can pop it out, and it's just like a piece of plastic or something. And then you can pop in the new filters. And that's what I did. And these new ones were better. I mean, there was noticeably more sound reduction, but it still wasn't as much as a foam earplug, which is a bummer. And actually, yeah, it's a bummer. I guess I was just stuck with these though, and it was at an okay level because in the club I could still hear people very well, um, and I was getting quite some noise reduction, so reducing the amount of hearing loss that I would experience over time. So yeah, I continued wearing them. And so what are these things? They are rubbery. One is marked with red, one is marked with blue, so you know which ear they go into. Red is for right ear and blue is for left. If you put them in the wrong ear, they will sort of fit, but they will not fit very well. They won't block out the sound very well, so you don't want to do that. And it comes with this little pouch, nicely sized pouch, fits in your pocket and everything, and a tiny little tool, which is basically just a piece of plastic with like a, I don't know what to call this, a little metal thing, and what you use is like when you get airwax stuck in your earplugs from wearing them, you can like scrape out the airwax. It's a bit nasty. You don't have to show your friends or anything. Just keep it to yourself that you're scraping airwax out of your earplugs. And yeah, you can choose between different colors for these things, which is kind of cool. You can even get fluorescent ones. Glow-in-the-dark ones. So if you sleep with them, you can find them in the darkness. I got the transparent ones. I prefer those because they're very unnoticeable. I wore them in the club. I've gone to the club so many times with these, and there were only 2 or 3 times, I think maybe just 2, that someone commented on them. They asked, "Are you wearing hearing aids?" And I just laughed at them like, "Yeah, I'm in the club, like the loudest place on earth, and I'm gonna wear hearing aids to fuck up my ears even more." No, they actually do look a bit like hearing aids, but they're really not that noticeable. And if you have like larger ear canals than me, then they probably fit in there better and are like even more hidden. So, pros and cons of this, I would say the pros are it's comfortable to wear. It's definitely comfortable. I can wear them for hours and I don't even notice pretty much. Yeah. People barely notice them if you choose the transparent ones. Sound doesn't bounce. If you worn headplugs, you'll notice that when you speak yourself, the sound will kind of bounce around in your head in a way. And these things are specifically designed to allow sound to escape when you speak. And I do, in fact, notice that effect occurring, although I don't really know if it makes that such a big difference, because even though these allow sound to escape, your voice is still pretty loud in your head when you speak with these. You'll hear your voice more. I guess that might also be because of the reason that you're speaking louder to compensate for the fact that other people around you sound not as loud. So you're speaking louder. Just like when you're wearing headphones and someone speaks to you, you speak way too loud. And the cons of this are, well, it's a bit pricey. I think I paid around $200 for these, and they're not as strong in the sound reduction as I would have hoped for or expected. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope this helps you figure out if you want to buy these or not. And yeah, bye-bye.